Body image and acceptance now versus back then. These two images show positive vibes. So this is the historical knowledge and stories based on body image and acceptance. Walt Whitman was a poet from the late 17th century who presented body positivity throughout his literature, specifically his poem I Sing the Body Electric. Walt Whitman was different from other poets during this time because he praised both men and women's body in writing for the public eye. In the poem I Sing the Body Electric, he talked about all kinds of body and how to respect all shapes and sizes of any race and ethnicity. All bodies should be celebrated and beautiful. In the poem specifically, he states, and in man or woman, a clean, strong, firm-fibbed body is more beautiful than the most beautiful face. In that, he's praising both men and women's body and trying to be positive and spread good vibes about bodies. Walt Whitman's text, Leaves of Grass, as a whole represented a celebration of life and humanity, rather than focusing on religious or spiritual matters. Leaves of Grass focused primarily on the body and the material world. This was published in 1855. Artists continued to portray the ideal woman as curvy and voluptuous all the way through the 17th and 18th centuries. But now, in present times, everyone wants to be slim or praises slim bodies. This quote from I Sing the Body Electric also shows how Walt Whitman was different than other poets during that time and praised the body. He wrote, "Have you ever loved the body of a woman? Have you ever loved the body of a man? Do you not see that these are exactly the same to all in all nations and times all over earth?" He's trying to really spread body positivity and just make everyone of any gender feel accepted.
Contemporary issue of interest on the topic. Today, women are often seen as weak or not good enough, especially when it comes to their body image. The root cause of this is social media and the huge role that it plays in body shaming women and having them no longer feel good about themselves or feel good in their own skin or feel confident in their own bodies. Especially now with Instagram and TikTok and all of these new ranges of social media being brought up with younger kids and younger teenagers, body shaming on social media for these younger teenagers and younger girls isn't a good way for them to learn that all bodies are different and all bodies are beautiful. Women should be able to have a better outlook on themselves physically and mentally if social media was more encouraging towards all body types, weights, sizes, and heights. This negative body image can be a real issue and lead to low self-esteem and affect their mental and physical health. It affects all areas of your life. More campaigns and more body positivity on social media can help this. If big companies came out and promoted all body sizes and all heights and weights and showing different types of models with different sizes, encouraging people to feel good about themselves and feel good in their own skin, feel good in their own body, and not compare their body to others, like not wanting to alter their body to fit the type of body that's in or what's trending right now, especially because what's trending and what's in is constantly changing. It's hard for women to try and keep up with the trends changing, especially with body image. This social media's effect on body image can even cause eating disorders in women and younger girls, seeing the body shaming, causing them to want to change the way they look, which leads to eating disorders, which leads to hurting their physical and mental health. It affects so much more than just a woman's body, especially with social media and using filters and posing and lighting and camera angles and editing and changing the way you look when you post on social media. It doesn't represent a person's true self or who they are as a person. And that can cause other women to compare and look at their bodies and want to look like that and change their bodies too, when that's not even what's real. If social media starts being more real and promoting body positivity and getting rid of any of the body shaming on social media, this can encourage body positivity and help women feel better in their own skin and feel better about themselves and make them overall more confident.
What is being done presently to fix the conflict of body image and acceptance? So we have some things here up on the slides, but I'm not going to mention all of them because I'm not going to go into detail because I have other things that I also want to mention that aren't on the slides. So the body positivity movement was founded in 1996 because a group of women wanted to change the way that people feel about themselves and promote lots of positivity and make sure they create a safe space where everyone can talk about their feelings and how they feel about their body image. The Erin campaign was created to push voices and stories to the public to create a community full of power and positivity. They wanted women to share out their stories and have other women feel comfortable with those. And they also used plus-size models, which helped everyone feel comfortable and confident with themselves. Today's teenagers and 20-year-olds can also follow influencers and writers like Gabby Gregg and Aubrey Gordon, who dismantle fat phobia and show what it's like to be confident and joyful at various sizes. Popular brands like American Eagle offer sizes 24 and beyond. So these big companies that are promoting things like this are getting attention because this is what women want to see, as well as men. So some colleges are also promoting body positivity and creating a safe space where everyone can talk and feel confident. So the Illinois State University came out with something called the Body Project, in which student counseling services collaborated with Health Promotion and Wellness Department of Psychology to help maintain a positive body image. Different kinds of activities help teach participants to embrace their own image, counter fat talk, promote body activism, and embrace non-appearance related characteristics in themselves. So personality matters as well. So they also have a More Than Muscles program for males who struggle as equally as females with their body image. Often men don't get enough attention because they also go through these things too. They struggle as well. So this program also helps with eating disorders. So they create a safe space where they're able to talk about eating disorders. There's also an organization called BetterHelp which works to provide affordable counseling services. They recommend users of social media struggling to talk to mental health professionals. So this is just a safe space that they can go to. There's a National Eating Disorder Collaboration website, which recommends that we educate young people on appropriate social media use and that it doesn't always reflect reality. So there's a lot of things going on, especially at colleges, and more things need to be done in high schools to talk about social media use and how we can use it positively. Because there's a lot of things going on that are really good on social media, like celebrities and influencers using their platforms to promote good body image and high self-esteem, which is good because we'll listen. So there's a lot of good things being done, and there's a lot more that needs to be done. But these are just some of the movements.
Okay, to summarize the last two slides, the top left slide is basically tools for body acceptance for women, because a lot of the times women tend to compare their bodies with other bodies that they see on the internet. Two things that women can do to make sure that they're keeping their head strong, I should say, with their body, is putting posters to remind themselves on their mirror or like around their room, so that when they walk by or look in the mirror, they just are able to see, yes, my body is different, but it's still beautiful in my own way. And there's other things that women can do, because a lot of the times women want to exercise, but they don't know what exactly to do, or they do what they see on social media. So you should just exercise based on what you want to do, not what you see. And one more thing is just to hang around people who make you feel confident. Don't hang around people who talk about their bodies all day long, and they might make you feel way about how your body looks if you're already self-conscious. Hang around people who, either eat right or they're just positive in general. So that's one thing that we wanted to include in that slide. Another thing we wanted to include was images from the time period when Walt Whitman wrote I Sing the Body Electric. When he wrote this, he said, "But the expression of a well-made man appears not only in his face it is in his limbs and joints also. Clearly in the picture you see exactly how he is compared to the woman. They all have the same style, and there was no different style or different fashions for people to compare and feel self-conscious, because everyone dressed the same and everyone looked the same, so nobody really felt too self-conscious about their body. And the last slide just gives statistics about a Florida experience. Basically, in this experiment, there were 1,000 people, 1,000 men and women, and basically what they found is that a lot of the women were unhappy with their bodies. A lot of the men also were happy with their bodies, but it was mostly women, and the ages started from 13 to 17. And this just goes to show that from a young age, people are already starting to be unhappy with their bodies. But there's ways that, women can overcome, body dissatisfaction. And
body imaging consists of a person's own thoughts, feelings, and self-perception of their own body. While doing further research on body imaging, it was found that many things can and have affected the way many people view their body. For example, major fashion changes like the Victorian dress movement that took place between the 1850s and the 1890s, which was intended to stop the use of corset dresses and the technique of tight lacing so women wouldn't think that their body had to look like that. In today's world, body imaging can be affected by today's ideal body we see on social media. Social media heavily impacts body imaging both positively and negatively. While conducting further research, I found that the way social media can positively affect body image is through campaigns like the hashtag #AeryReal campaign, the Dove's Self-Esteem campaign, and the Hanes Every Bod campaign, which all took place in the last year. There is no surprise how social media can and has negatively affected one's body image. For example, we see these influencers and models, and we automatically think that you need to look like that. These are the facts that I found while conducting further research on body image.